Greetings. Welcome to Safe Space Talks My Mastery. I'm your host, Nigeria Anderson. And today topic is people who pray, and I don't mean Pray. I'm talking about Prey. And that's because we just can't be out here, family, just out here willy-nilly thinking that everything is okay. Things are not okay. And lately, I've been talking about things, uh, what role you play in your trauma, because, we play a role in allowing certain things to go a little too far without speaking up. And so, earlier videos, there was this whole introduction because, we had to introduce that, we're talking about people who suffered with traumatic experiences, maintaining, giving names and everything, and then just various subjects. Please watch the videos, watch previous videos, because it's important what I'm doing here. um, and it stems from personal experience and friends who just have shared, and you've seen some of them here on Safe Space Talks My Mastery. And so I'm excited because I have the freedom to kind of just get on here and give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And so it blesses me. And I'm thankful so much for all you guys who share, who comment when you feel like commenting. I say comment below, y'all don't comment. I don't understand, but it's okay. I mean, sometimes y'all do, sometimes y'all don't. I don't know, you know. But I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna tell you until God tell me to stop. And so far, I haven't heard that, even though I get on here and I'm always so freaking nervous. But I gotta do what He tells me to do. So being conscious is being able to identify a thing, good or bad. We hear some people say, I may forget your name, but I will not forget how you made me feel, right? How we think about an interaction or encounter will always leave an emotional component upon us. We'll all, we remember, I forgive you, but I ain't gonna forget. Try to forget. Just try it, okay? And forgive. Consciously, a person is able to replay that message from memory in our subconscious. It's hidden in our, our mind somewhere, and we can regurgitate it when we need it. So if a person made us happy, we remember that person. When we see them walk in the room, we get a smile. We're like, oh, snap. Or if someone made us feel uncomfortable when they come in the room, we're like, okay. But remember, operating from a conscious place is based on the information used to come to a conclusion. Okay, so we're not just guessing, we're not guesstimating, we're not trying to figure it out. We have information, and we're using that information to come to a conclusion. So, based on patterns of external teachings, from outside, our teachers, things caught and taught, I say that. And our inside, our inner man, who we are inside, it shines a light on how we think and how we process various situations. That information is then used to come to a conclusion of what is true and what is a lie, which enable us as individuals to identify right from wrong. And in society today, honey, you better know right from wrong. That's all I'm saying, because that's being conscious. That's being understanding what's right and what is wrong. And this is very important. What we're seeing in our society today and what is being pumped into the airwaves is going against everything right and true. But a conscious person and a righteous person understands what is happening. Like me, I know, I see what's happening. And I want those of you who are watching to be conscious. Like, for real. Like, right now, to see what's happening in real time regarding our family, our workplace, our social time. It's something to make sure you have clarity and understanding. And why do I bring this up? While the political race was happening, bills were being passed and changes were being made how America would move forward. To keep many distracted, they flooded social media with Diddy's trial, the World Series, and the NFL. Meanwhile, they were making changes to imports to America, which will affect those who have online businesses. I don't know where y'all at, why y'all not in the uproar. Insurance policies are being changed due to all the natural disasters around the world. I don't know how many people's insurance policies is going up or whatever. Recalls have been going on from food to your car to vehicles. Not sure if people are paying attention. And funny how you don't see this all on social media. I don't understand. You know, the entire race, that was going on was for women's rights to do what they want to do with their bodies. But I heard nothing about mental health when many are struggling to just keep it together. I didn't hear what one of them was going to do to be helpful to those who fell in debt in 2020 and still just trying to dig themselves out due to the COVID crisis. Some lost their property, and now have bad credit. What y'all doing? What anybody doing for them? What is being done when it comes to gun violence besides someone talking about they got their Glock? I don't understand. Was you promoting gun violence? Was there something we gonna do about the gun violence? I did. It was inconclusive. Now, if that's just me, just let me know. Say, Nigeria, no, this is what they meant about gun violence. Just correct me. I do not mind being corrected. What about the homeless population? Do you know about the law that was passed in June 2024? I didn't hear that on the campaign trail. That the Supreme Court ruled that cities can punish people for sleeping and camping in public places. See, y'all was distracted. This, there was and there was a distraction going on while all this was going on the other page. Y'all didn't turn the page. And so this is why I'm saying we have to be conscious about everything. Everything. I guess I'm the only one, I don't know, who had questions regarding what I just mentioned. But join me as we watch this new presidency help or hinder the American people. Now, by being conscious, we are able to create actions of joy, love, and chaos, because our thoughts create actions and behaviors. Example, if I think you're trying to rob me, I may secure my purse or personal items. If I think I have certain privileges, I may act a certain way. Why? Because these actions are attached to the way of thinking. In this next year, everyone must operate with wisdom and discernment to do what they need to do to maintain clarity of what's best for you. What's best for you. You have to stay conscious. Okay? I'm going to really need you to stay conscious. Would you do that for me? Would you do that? Would you do that for me? Now, let's talk about our emotions. Now, our emotions can be all over the place. But doing my research, I found out that they're still doing studies on trying to figure out our emotions. So, they don't know how we're wired. We don't know how we're wired. But one thing I could say, our emotions are connected to how we respond to things. And every individual responds different and is wired different. And where you see mostly our emotions in uproar and disarray is how we respond to life difficulties, how we respond to celebrations. Because you think when I said celebration, people's emotions would be happy. Well, let me tell you, I found out one time that not everybody likes celebrations. You ever threw someone a surprise party, birthday or anniversary or something, and they wasn't happy about that? Yeah, yeah. So, it's how we're wired. So let me share how one can cause themselves emotional distress. See, again, I want to show you the role you play in drawing trauma to your own self. Because like I said in the last video, you have to be mindful of what role you play in your trauma. I know. Just say ouch. Not being responsible will lead you to traumatic experiences. Let me give you an example. Getting a DUI. A DUI will put a strain on you, your relationships as well, because of the stress of legal fees, fines, and the potential of the person going to jail and getting jail time. You may lose your job, especially if it requires driving, because your license will be revoked, which will prevent you from driving to work or run errands. And the trauma, should you unalive an innocent person, the, can, you know, but why are you suffering now? Because you was driving drunk. You didn't take no responsibility about where you were going, how you was going to party and do what you wanted to do. And then you driving under the influence and you unalive somebody. I know. I have to be honest here. Again, I'm in this vein of showing trauma from the angles of making foolish mistakes. Following the wrong people can cause you more trauma than you could ever imagine. When you become an adult, you have to take responsibility at some point, which means if there are some issues which you need to address them. And I suggest you obtain counsel or therapy. That's why I'm here to show uh, reasons why you should seek counsel and therapy. And I think that was a good analogy. Um, as as I like to say, you must examine yourself. Take inventory. I really want to believe that in 2024, people are becoming more conscious. I want to believe that. But if not, Safe Space Talks Mind Mastery is here to help you. And you can email me at safespacetalks@gmail.com. And comment below if you understand what I'm saying. Now back to our emotions. Emotions, like I said, is still being studied. Listen, again, we're all just trying to make ends meet, and we are all on this emotional roller coaster called life. For the record, I am not a roller coaster person. That's not my thing. But the stress of abusive relationships, lack of child care, layoffs, evictions, breakups, grief of loved ones, and the economy is weighing on people's mental state, really, and heavy. Okay, I mean, really, it is like triggering at every angle. You know, during the the election, they was commenting saying they were fighting for women to take control of their bodies, but what about their minds? Just saying, let's prioritize. Emotions are a reaction to various events that are personally significant to an individual. So it's important to me, and which may cause me an emotional response, may not to someone else. So it's an individual response. Example, watching the Cassie video, that messed me up. And I know parents who were so upset saying, what if that was my daughter? And literally like crying. So that was like a major emotional, um, it had a major emotional effect. I mean, even my dad called and he was like, did you see that? I said, oh, it was terrible. You know, he was like, don't he have daughters? You know, old school. But yeah, you know, and that's the question. Like, you got a mom and daughter, and this is what you're doing out here in these streets. But even going back, the Rodney King beating, you know, watching this on the news, it's triggering. And all these things evoke an emotion from those who watch. And for some, you know, it is really just too hard to watch. And now they tell you trigger warning. So that means don't watch if you're that sensitive. If they tell you the topic and they say trigger warning, then don't watch it. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. So let me summarize. There's a lot of information when it comes to emotions. Emotions can be short-lived or long-lived, and it can range from mild to intense. Okay, so some people are cool, and there's some people wild out. You know, based on their individual situation. There might be an anger response, which is more short-lived. You know, people get mad, then they go on about their business. But if you lost a loved one, grief, that can be long lived. Okay. Example, my mother passed, and it's a long lived situation. Certain times, certain situations, things that I see a daughter and mother do. Sometimes I could get sensitive, and she passed in the 90s, honey. So long lived. Fear can range from mild to terror to shame because of embarrassment, to even toxic shame. People, which I addressed in the previous video, went out to those who might have been on the videotapes at the Diddy's freak offs. You got to watch the last video. I'm not promoting Diddy on here for no clicks and likes, like I said, but I want to help us mature folks understand what's happening. Okay, because we got to have these conversations freely, and I can't be caught up in trying to get clicks and likes. If you're looking at this channel, then I'm just excited because then you're part of the mature adults having and able to hear mature conversations. So these emotions are attached to negative feelings like shame and guilt. Then that's what's happening. That's why they fleeing the country, because of shame and guilt. And all that does is it puts your body and your mind into worry. Now you're in stress mode, period. Like this is every day. You're ruminating. You're doing your body is going through all kinds of traumatic experiences. Your nervous system, you can't sleep, you're anxious, you know, you're getting the whole snowball effect, which is very unhealthy and very traumatic. But when you have been programmed by television, social media, news broadcasts, breaking news, movies, plays, family traditions, and or trying to assimilate to a culture, all of this is just a lot. Okay, and it plays on your mind and it stresses your body. So this is where we talk about the Bible when we say renewing your mind. Don't be conformed to this world, right? Renewing your mind is a good option for creating conscious thinking. Okay, so through all your emotions, shame and guilt and worry and stress and everything, try to renew your mind, get think on better things, good things, and create a conscious frame of thinking. Because what floods your mind is what's in your subconscious, and that is like catastrophe thoughts. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. Oh my God, this is gonna happen. I'm gonna lose everything. So you have to get a grip, get your mind right. Is just one of the keys to open up for new thoughts and perspectives and ideas and not be closed-minded. You got to open up your mind. Okay? I can't stress enough how media and technology are trying to stifle your thoughts. They're trying to manipulate you to just believe everything they're saying behind these glass technology, phones, laptops, iPads. They're just trying to suck you in and tell you what's right and what's wrong. And you better know, I'm going to keep saying that, what's right and wrong. And I mean, this AI thing is just wow. So remember, mind your mind. Mind your mind. Being conscious and emotionally sound is very, 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 very important. Many people never do their due diligence. And you're going to have to do your due diligence, especially with information that you receive over the internet. Most people just copy and paste. Then they find themselves in bad business deals, making wrong purchases and bad relationships. Today's society does not want you thinking for yourself. Please hear me. See, this is why you here, because I'm going to give you the truth. I'm gonna tell you what they're doing. Okay? But I can't promote it big because then they already peeking and spying. But anyway, I'm still going to tell y'all until they knock me off. So I'm going to need you to shut off your televisions and your phones and find a hobby. Find time for quiet. Shh, just get quiet. I promise you, like for 5 or 10 minutes, just get somewhere and listen to your thoughts. Oh, let me tell you, when you get quiet, oh, your thoughts going to talk to you. And you going to have to deal with that. And you better deal with it properly. Because right now, it's crucial for you to take inventory, especially on your priorities and what is not a priority. Do not be, listen, family, do not be fooled by Black Friday, which is supposed to be after Thanksgiving. And they have started the sales already. I'm telling you, you got to pay attention and take the appropriate actions during these uncertain times to be wise. Unless you absolutely need it, I'm telling you, don't buy it. I know. Prioritize necessities only during this time. Listen, marketers and salespeople have mastered how the human mind works. And here are a few ways they plan how to get your money. That's all they do. Sit and plan how to get your money. So they use a few emotional characteristics. For example, they play on what's satisfaction, like what's going to satisfy your lust. Okay, I'm talking real good here. Um, they play on your grief. They play on your fear. They play on your boredom. They play because war is going on. They they play on your peace, right? You need these candles and spa stuff, right? They they play on your skepticism. They play on your curiosity. They play on your affection, all these your emotions, your emptiness. Nobody loved me, right? Your passions. They play on confusion. They play on hate and rejection. And when I say confusion, I mean like a lot's going on. So they'll say, you know what? You need to buy this because you never know, right? You heard those type of sales pitches. The early Black Friday sale is a fear tactic. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you. The Black Friday early sale, I mean, it was like right after Halloween. They was like, ooh, the Black Friday. Why? Fear tactic, fear of the election outcome. Like, you know, and that's part of the confusing, right? Because for the most part, we know Black Friday is after Thanksgiving, after we done ate and had fun, and we ready to go run, spend our money for the hoping we can get some Christmas gifts and you know, catch a sale. Now, I ain't telling you not to catch a sale, you know. However, prioritize. So, you know, and it what they're doing when they do this and they're creating this confusion, like maybe it won't be a Black Friday, or let me get it before everybody else get it. And they confusing you. Okay? Don't be confused. Because if everybody don't buy it now, by Black Friday it'll be even cheaper. FYI. Anyway, doing the Black Friday sales early is creating curiosity, and curiosity into a purchase, because then you're looking at the things to buy curiously, and then you see something for a nice price, and then what are you going to do? You're going to purchase it. For others, it will pique their passion for shopping. That's just a nice word I'm saying for people who just shop and shop and shop. You know who you are. Now, I'm here to help you, because if you don't have financial stability, you will get tripped up and be broke for the new year. So I'm trying to help you. Being broke for the new year can be traumatic. Okay, I know. Just just rock with your girl. You know I'm your best friend. So what they're actually doing is triggering an emotional response for you to buy. Like I said, I'm not telling you to buy. Sure, it's on sale. Hey, but don't shop emotionally. So make sure you shop responsibly, and make sure you know what you are giving your attention to. Don't just be out here, um, buying up stuff for no reason, spending all your money. Can we stop letting them do that? Like in 2 more minutes, they're going to have Christmas items all out. In 2 more minutes. Like if y'all don't buy stuff for Black Friday, if they about maybe in next week or so they're gonna be promoting Christmas. Okay, so be mindful, be conscious, be emotionally sound. Don't let people keep manipulating you. And speaking of manipulating you, we're going to talk about predatory behaviors. Predatory behavior is a pattern of actions that involve exploiting, manipulating, or harming others for personal gain or for no reason. It can involve deceit, aggression, or coercion to take advantage of vulnerable people or their situation. And here's some examples of predatory behavior. Now, the top three are sexual predators, social predators, and business predators. So, sexual predators use manipulation to gain sexual power over others. Often, those who are less able to protect themselves, such as children. They may groom, coerce, or engage in sexual exploitation, like sex trafficking, like what they're accusing all these celebrities about with these young children. They are sexual predators. Social predators use manipulation to gain professional or personal leverage over others. Business. Business predators take advantage of people who are less educated, don't understand the specifics of a contract, like the entertainment business, real estate, and just taking advantage of senior citizens, for their own personal financial gain. So, for the most part, when you say the word predator, immediately most people may associate with a male to that word. Again, things I mentioned in relation to how some may prey, PREY, on others does not mean they are predators. However, this predators also apply to both men and women. Okay, everything here, drama, everything I talk about is both men and women. It's just getting that crazy. Men, they give off that creepy dude vibe, and women know what I'm talking about. Okay, we see a dude and it's like he's creepy. He's an unsub. It ain't something ain't right, and that's our inner man. That's our natural response of fear, or we feel the intimidation. We feel that. Aren't we happy that we can get that? And please do not ignore that. In New York, there was a young lady walking. There was a man walking behind her. He was following her. And she said, I felt something, but I didn't want to offend him. So I just kept walking. This man, she said, I wanted to cross the street, but I didn't want to offend him. Girl, why you ain't cross the street? Should have just crossed the street. Because then if he crossed the street, you know for sure he following you. However, he runs up on her and slashes her in the face. See? So we have to definitely make sure we're following our instincts. Okay? And men, you have to stop with the catcalling and harassment. Stop. You can't be you can't be mad because the young lady or woman don't want to talk to you. And men have become egregiously aggressive by beating up women and biting them and stabbing them and unaliving them because she didn't want to pay you no attention or give you her phone number or take your number. What are we doing? What are we doing? And these are real situations that have happened here in New York, so I'm not making this up. A man beat up a woman and bit her on the cheek. A man wanted to give a girl his phone number. She didn't want it. He stabbed her and killed her. It's just not making sense, family. Okay, which is part of the harming others predator predatory behavior, harming others. So, be on the lookout. And women are just as bad. Just watch Snapped. For my singles, male and female, it is important for you to be aware of your surroundings. Let people know where you're going. Put your phone on location with someone you trust. I mean, I know we're grown and we feel like, nah, I can do what I want to do, but it is just so uneasy out here that we want to take measures to make sure we're safe. Predators who prey on people, the effect it affects the victim's overall mental health, nervous system. Uh, they present fear, and all of that is very traumatic. And that's how one traumatic person affects another person who now has PTSD and all kinds of carrying on. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. A predatory person who uses exploitation and manipulation tactics, they may begin with invading your space, starting up a conversation. You at Starbucks, minding your own business, and then someone just comes up to you and, hey, how you doing? Starting a conversation about what you're wearing and complimenting you, or talking to you about themselves and trying to seek empathy. See, it's nothing wrong with someone, they might like you and striking up a conversation, but pay attention to what they're saying and what they're not saying. So why would somebody, and it's hard, right? Because like I said, it doesn't mean they're a predator, because someone could just be having a bad day and just want to just let it out. But if it appears that they're seeking empathy, then be careful. Places predators hang out, bars, hotels, seeking out single people, both male and female, who are checking in, business conferences, church conferences, and church. They're there seeking whom they can devour. hmm A predatory person who uses aggression, they may be obvious because they may look real strange already. So you already know something's up. They're very challenging towards people. So, especially those who they think are weak, which y'all better be careful, because people ain't playing nowadays. They may be small, tiny, or frail, or whatever. You're not taking them down easy. I'm telling you, relax. Immediately, they may be intimidating, become physically violent because you looked at them or something. That goes on a lot here in New York. They ask you personal questions that you're like, what do you want with that information? Like, no, not what? You know, um, or want personal information, especially on vacation. Like, oh, hi, what hotel are you staying at? And y'all don't even know each other. What is you asking me where I'm staying? That ain't even none of your business. But a predator will ask these very weird questions that you need to put your antennas up on. What do you want with that information? I don't understand why. Who are you? A predator likes to isolate you and give you ultimatums, especially when it comes to a relationship. So you really have to discern and be careful, because they are out here in these streets. And if you're being followed or stared at, try to get someone's attention immediately. Get around a crowd of people, let them know what's going on, and call the police. Okay? That's what I have for you. Well, I hope all of what I discussed with you was informative and helpful. And as usual, sharing insight from all sides of trauma. That's what I want to do. I want to give y'all situations like this. This was a good show because, you need to know these things. And I like to talk about trauma, but there are the results of the trauma I want to talk about too. Example, people who decide not to take their mental health seriously or don't know they're exhibiting mental health issues, and then they in turn inflict their trauma onto others. So hopefully by watching this channel, you will get to, uh, hear all sides, because there's a lot of sides, and I always say trauma like perpetuates. It's like you can have this, but then all of a sudden this gets triggered and that gets triggered, and I'm one to identify that is a true statement. And so listen, I'm here every Wednesday at 12 p.m. noon, and share, subscribe, like, comment below. And hopefully, we're going to learn a lot together because it's a wide spectrum of how trauma affects people, and especially innocent people. I was innocent. I was innocent, and someone who hadn't taken care of their trauma issue has now affected me. And I thank God, by His mercy and His grace, that I have been wise enough to go to therapy, seek counsel. I have a community of believers behind me that keep me, when I have my moments. I can call someone and they will help me. And that's why I always tell you, you have to get your clique together, okay, so that you can work on being healthy. Because how many times I gotta tell y'all, it's not a 1, 2, 3, I'm free. Trauma is the real deal. Okay. So this is why there's a saying, hurt people hurt people. And my heart desire is that we stop hurting each other and get the help we need to live in harmony with one another. I grew up in a loving community. We had our drunks and our perverts, but we all knew them, and they knew who we were, and they knew to stay away from us, and we knew to stay away from them. And if the line got passed, well, let's just say they learned never to do that again, because we stuck together and protected one another. And I really can't wait for that to become our everyday, that we're all looking out for each other and that we're protecting each other. Um, this pulling out the phone while someone is being assaulted is crazy to me. That I don't understand why you're not calling 911. And men beating on women, it's crazy to me. And women beating on men, it's crazy to me. Stop being angry and get some help. Do you hear me? Get some help. And if you need resources, email me at safespacetalks@gmail.com. Well, only 2 more shows before I go on vacation and spend time with my family and friends during this holiday season. Remember to always spend time with your loved ones. If you're having issues and you're watching this video and you have not spoken to someone for over a year plus, I want you to text them or call them and say, listen to me, stop getting mad. Listen to me. I feel someone saying, no, stop. Okay, listen to me. Let them know I was just thinking about you. I have to go. I just wanted you to hear my voice. I wanted to tell you I love you. Or, right, because I feel you like you're so mad right now. Or you can text them and just say, you know what? I was thinking about you. Just want you to know I love you. And if they do not respond, it's okay. It's okay. As Christians, I struggle with Christians not being able to do that, or just holding grudges. I don't understand. I don't. But hey, I just pray that as Christians, you're getting better at that. I can talk. Because I practice what I preach. See, I do these things, so I can get on here and say that. So don't be mad at me. I don't talk. I text people. They know. They'll tell you if you watch it and I be texting you and that we ain't spoke for a long time. Please let these people know the truth. Well, I see you next week. Same bat channel and same bat time. I love me some y'all.